Yo, what's up guys, in here, welcome back to another tutorial. So, last video we did South Sudan. Had a little bit of a hiccup with it. I'm gonna quickly fly over the top of the border. Actually, I'm gonna fly over the whole border. I'll put a timestamp on the screen for when we start building Uganda, but if you're still confused about last video, this is what's going on here. That's a 5. Okay, that's also 5 up. Alright. Just so you know, that's what it should look like. Alright. That's a 5, 4. This should look like this. Oh, sorry. Should look like this. Alright. This one should look like this. Why not like that? Alright. And I forgot to add this back, but there is supposed to be a block right there for the reference blocks. It doesn't literally change anything, but whatever. So this should be the top that you have. Alright. Just pause if you need to. And this one should, if you want, should look like this. Alright. That's a 4 red, 5 black. That's 5 black. That's 4. That's also 4. And alright, so that part should all be done now. Let's go actually build Uganda. So we're going to find this block right here. Let me get the colors that we need as well. So Uganda's going to have the same problem with South Sudan with black lines. We're not going to fill them in yet for the border sake. You're going to need either cyan or light blue. I used cyan previously for some of the spots of the DRC that we've done, so we're going to keep using that. Again, if you think a color looks better, use that. Okay, you're going to need yellow, you're going to need red, you're going to need white, you're going to need light gray and dark gray. And that should be it. So, let's go to this spot in the South Sudan flag. Alright. And we're going to go down to the right with a tall 2, like this. We're going to go down to the left with a tall 3. We're going to take yellow. On the last one, we're going to go to the left 2. On the one on the right, we're going to just make a yellow line. That doesn't matter. Grab light gray. This will be a placeholder. Everything above, from this line and above, will be black. But again, probably don't fill in the black just yet because there is another country to the right of it with black in about the same level. So don't fill this in with black when we're done. And also take cyan or whatever blue equivalent, place 2 right here. So it should look like this so far. We're now going to go down to the left with a long 3. Alright, we're going to go to the right. We're going to go to the right with a tall 4. 2, 3, 4. We're going to do the same but to the left now. 2, 3, 4. Grab yellow. On the second one, place a yellow here. On the last 2, place red. So it should look like this. We're now going to go down to the right by 1. We're going to have a long 2 to the right. We're going to have a 1 and a long 2. Should look like that. We're now going to go down with a long 3. We're going to place 2 blocks down on each side, but then we're going to go up with 2 blocks. And we're going to place a red to the left of the first one. And we're going to place a line of red coming out of it. Don't make it too long. And we're going to place yellow above that. So it should look like this. We're now going to go down 1 more on the left and to the left, connecting it. We'll come back to that. Grab a red. And now diagonal to the right side here, place a red. Go down by 3, break the first 2. Alright, and now we're going to place red, we're going to place black until we overhang by 2. And then we're going to go in by 1 and down by 1. So place a red here just for fun, because then we're going to place 2, break the first 1. We're going to go down by 2 and go to the right 1 and break the first 2. We're going to go down by 2, and we're going to place a line coming out to the left like this. So it should look like this for this part right here. And also grab light gray and go down by 2 here and place it. So it should look like that. This should look like this. Okay, let's continue. We're gonna go down 2 times to the left. We're then going to go down with a long 2. We're then going to go down with a 1. We're going to go down with a tall 2. And then we're going to go down with 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so it should look like this. I'm going to fly over it, pause if you need to. That's the recap there. We're going to go down. Actually, before we go down, find this long 2 again. Place in a line. And just a few blocks away from this light gray, place a light gray line like this. That will again be black. It's a placeholder right now so we can get the border done. We're going to go back to this one. We're going to go down with a long 2. Then we're going to go up with a tall 3. 2, 3. We're going to go to the left one, up 2 more. Like this. Lightning bolt. We're going to go down to the left with 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. Should look like that. Now, from this point to that point should be 11 ones diagonally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that is 11. All of that is water. So fill that in with water, or leave it blank or whatever, but that's water. We're going to go back to these ones. We're going to go down with a tall 2. We're now going to take a light gray. We're going to go down 3, break the first 2. We're going to go down diagonally to the left from the black and place 5, so it should overhang by 2 like this. Alright. Now, take a light gray and make a line like this. Alright. Remember, light gray, until I say it, is not. Light gray is a placeholder block until I say otherwise. So go down to the left with a tall 2. Go down with a tall 3. Go down with a 1. Alright, we're going to go left here with a long 2. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to do a 1 coming off of that. And we're going to do a tall 2 coming down. We're going to do another 1. So I'm going to quickly fly over this. Pause if you need to. Alright. This is what all this should look like. Alright. So if you're following along, you should be fine. We're going to go back to this one. We're going to go down to the left with a tall 4. 2, 3, 4. We're going to go down with a long 2. Like this. We're going to go up with a backwards mini L. Like that. We're going to go up with a backwards R. And we will come back to this. We're going to go up with a 1. We're going to go up with a long 2. We're going to go up with a tall 3, and that should equal us up. Oh, sorry, I didn't even do the other side yet. We're going to go back to this one. So you find this one. Okay, should be able to find it. Go to the right with a long 2. Go down with a 1. That's what this should look like so far. All of that is water. So actually, let me get a water bucket. There we go. That's all water. That's all water. Now, do me a favor. Go to this 3. Place 2 yellow in the middle of it. Grab your black. Place a Tetris T, like an actual T. Then you're going to place a backwards L connecting it. That little spot is water. We're going to go back down to this R thing. Don't know what you would or backwards L. Yeah, backwards R, sorry. I was right. You're going to grab red. You're going to come down from this 1, place 3 blocks, break the first 2. Okay, so it should be level with this right here. We're going to place a line of red, and on top of that, place a line of yellow. We're going to go back to our red here. Sorry for the keyboard. We're going to place 2, break the first one, place 2, break the first one, and we're going to place black until we overhang by 2. Like this. So I'll quickly fly over it if you need it. Alright. We're going to go back down to the bottom of this. And we're going to go down to the left with a tall 2. We're going to go down to the right with the tall 2, place a black on the right of it, and then place 3 more blocks coming down. And then place 3 blocks coming to the right. So it should look like this. Alright? Really quick, just because I want to do it, we're going to go to the left like this. Just follow along. A long 2, 2 1s, and then a tall 2. Should look like that. That literally had no purpose of doing it, but we're doing it. Now, on the 3rd block here, we're going to go down 2, like this. Diagonal, we're going to go up with a long or tall 2, like this. Remember, keep looking at the screen every now and then to make sure you're doing it right. We're then going to go down with a long 2. We're going to go up with 4 1s diagonally. 2, 3, 4. Like this. We're then going to go up with 2 blocks, long 2. Then we're going to diagonally place a red. Place 2 to the right of that, break the first one. Now we're going to place black underneath it until it overhangs by 2, like this. Underneath the first red, we're going to place a block down like this. So it should look like this in total. We're going to go back to the right here. We're going to go up with 3 blocks, long 3. We're going to place red on the 3rd one. To the right of that, we're going to place 3, break the first 2. We're going to place 2, break the first 1. We're going to place 3, break the first 2. Now, and to the right of the last red, we're going to place 3 black, break the first 2. Now do me a favor. Place 3 blocks upwards with the black. So it should be 3 blocks taller than the red. Go to the left on the top one and go up by 2 more. So it should look like this. Now we're going to place black until we overhang that black line by 1. Like this. And now take some green. Go underneath this black line. Place 2, break the first one. And now place until you overhang by 2. That will be for Tanzania. Now we're going to go above this red. Place 3 black above it. And break the first 2. Like that. And place a black to the left. Then you're going to place 3 more black. But 2 in a line and then 1 up like this. It should be like that. And we're going to place a black diagonal to that black. So it should be looking like this. And now to this first red, place 2 black up and 1 on the right and break the first 2 black. So this is what this should look like. Now we're going to go back to this little block here. We're going to go up with a long, tall 3. We're going to go to the left 1 and up 1 to the right if you're looking at it north. But just copy it. It's on the screen. Now, if we've done this right, on this little move over block, we're going to place a line of red and it should equal up with our previous line. Alright, I know what I did wrong. Sorry. So break that red line that you just placed and move all of this down by 1. So it should look like this. My bad. Thankfully I caught it. This is why we place these blocks when we do, so we know if we're doing it right at that moment. There we go. Also, this tutorial series is under the guise of I wanted to build this map, but I had to give myself an excuse to do it, so I'm doing it under the guise of a tutorial series. Anyway, we're going to place yellow on the line above. And there we go. So we have actually done this right this time. I don't know how I messed that up, maybe because I'm an idiot. Now we're going to go back to this block that we left off on, go up by 1, like that. Now we're going to go up to the right with a tall 3. And then we're going to go in with 1. Now take black, and in the middle of this 3, place 2, break the first one. Place another one on the end of that to the right. And go down with 2 connected. So it looks like a Z, like my YouTube channel name. Then you're going to go down 2, to the left 1, down diagonally 1. So it should look like this so far. You're going to go to the right of this bottom line here. place a block, and place down. You're going to go up, so it should look like this. And then from the middle of this all, you're going to go to the right 2, and down 1 and up 1 connected to it. So it should look like this in total. Now from this block right here, you're going to go up 3 and break the first 2. So it should look like that. Then you're going to go up diagonally 1 to the left. Like this. You might be asking, what's this for? I believe it's an island, because this is in a pool of water. Now you're going to go back to this one that we placed before. You're going to go up with 2... Sorry. So sorry. You're going to go up with 2 long 2s on... My god. Alright, there we go. So it should look like this. You're going to go up with a backwards L, tiny backwards L. Like this. From here, you're going to grab yellow. You're going to place 3, break the first 2. Place 3, break the first 2. Place 3, break the first 2. And you're going to grab black, and on top of this, you're going to place 2, break the first 1. Then you're going to go up by 1. And then on that one, you're going to go right, and then up. So it looks like a lightning bolt. You're going to go back to our backwards L, and you're going to go up with a long 2, down on that last block, and to the right one. So it's a Z. Now you're going to do basically that, but 1 longer on the bottom, like this. Oh, like this. Now in the middle of this one, the longer one, you're going to go down 2 with black, break the first one. And to the left of that, you're going to place 2, break the first one, you're going to make a backwards L. So it looks like this. Now you're going to go up 2 diagonally, back on the actual country border. I'll quickly fly over this, pause if you need it. Alright. Remember, if you ever have a question like, what did you place here at this timestamp? I'll tell you as best as I can. So now we're going to go up another 1. Alright? Now you might be wondering, why didn't I say that originally? Because we're going to go to the right and down on that. It's a backwards R. We're going to do that again. So it's a M. It's a weird looking M, backwards M. We're going to go down diagonally by 1 to the left. We're then going to go to this top block here, up 2, and to the left. So it's 2 backwards R's on top of each other. Psych. We're putting a top on that. So it looks like a bone in a video game or something. On the second block where this one pokes out, you're going to place 2 more to the right. And then on this one right here, right there, you're going to place 3 poking out. And then on the last one, you're going to place upwards. So it should look like this so far. That spot is water. Now, you're going to go to the right side of this, place down 1 to the right 1. And then you're going to place diagonally 1. So it should look like this. You're going to go up diagonally with a backwards L. You're going to go down 1. You're going to go down with a backwards L, like this. And then you're going to go up with 1. So let me just hover over this, copy it. You're going to go to this backwards L down here. You're going to place 2 black down, 1 on the left, break the first 2. You're going to place 2 down on that one, and 1 to the right and break the first 2. So it should look like this. Now we're going to go up with a long 2, down 2, so it should be a backwards, upside down L. And we're even going to go down to the left with 1, and then down to the right with 1. But we didn't need to do that, that was just for fun. We're going to go up with a tall 2. We're going to go up with 4 1s, diagonally, 2, 3, 4, like this. Grab your yellow, and on the top of this 2, Place a line. You should hit the other thing. You do. And you're going to keep placing this line, and it should equal up with our previous yellow line that we have placed. We didn't place a yellow line, but it's correct. Because it's underneath that light gray line. I was supposed to place yellow here, I just completely forgot to tell you. So it should look like this. I'm going to fly over it. Alright, so this should be everything in line with the yellow line. So that means we can place a placeholder, light gray, right here. And there we go, it evens up. We're going to go back to the 4 ones. We're going to go up with a tall 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go up with a tall 2. We're going to go up with 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. So it should look like this. We're going to go up with 3 tall 2s. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We're going to grab red. On the bottom of the second one, the middle one, we're going to place a red line. Underneath that, we're going to place a light gray line. Now, we could place, but I could see that it lines up. So, we don't need to do that. Actually, I'm going to do it with the red. And then I'm going to break it all. So, yeah, just place a line to make sure it does even up with the previous lines we've placed. Okay, it does. Now we're just going to break that. Because something goes in the middle of this flag, if you know the Ugandan flag. And we need space in the middle. You're going to go back up to the tall 2. You're actually going to grab red. You're going to place 3, break the first 2. Place 3, break the first 2. You're going to go up diagonally and place until you overhang by 2. Like that. We're going to grab our red, though, again. And diagonal to this tall 2, we're going to place a red. To the left, place a 3, break the 2. First 2. Place 3, break the first 2. Grab your black. Place 3, break the first 2. Place 2, break the first 1. Go up on that, and then to the right, left 2. So it should look like this. And grab red. Place 2, break the first 1, and place a second attached to it. So you should have that type of line. And matter of fact, we're not done. I keep realizing stuff. We're going to go down 2 off this red. To the left 1, break the first 2. Okay? We're going to go down 1, break the first 2. Down 2, break the first 1. Now we can place a line of red, and which connects with that one. Then we're going to go down 2, and break the first one. And it should be light gray, because obvious reasons. This is the black section. So it should look like this. I completely forgot as well to add something down here. So go back down to the 4 ones. Place a light gray on the third one. Place 2, break the first one, grab your black. Place 3, break the first 2. Alright. That detail really doesn't matter because that's going to be in the black section of the flag. So if you want to replace it with dark gray, which I will, you can. Because that's supposed to be like the highlight of a river or something like that. And in fact, I will even replace the top of this little thing with a dark gray. So, if you want to do that with me, you can. We're going to go back up here. We're going to go in 1. Like this. We're going to grab red. And we're going to place 2 up like this. We're then going to grab our yellow. And place a yellow on top of that. We're going to place a line of yellow. A line of red. This line of yellow can stay, actually. So you can place a line of yellow until you reach your previous line of yellow. There we go. So basically, this is what it should be looking like right now. I'm just going to quickly hover over it, follow it. Now we're going to go back here. We're going to stay with yellow. Go up 2, break the first one, place until you overhang by 2. Like that. We're going to go in 1. Okay? We're going to go up with 3 long 2s. Tall 2s. 3 tall 2s. So 1, 2, 3. Like this. We're going to go up with a 1. We're going to go up with a tall 3. We're going to go in with 3 blocks, tall 3. We're going to grab light gray, place them like this, and place until you overhang by 2, and you should connect up with our previous one from the South Sudan video. We're not done, so you should place light gray in a line starting from the top of the tall 3 until you hit your previous light gray line that we placed here. Yep, and you can do the same with the yellow line. Remember, everything that is light gray until I say it's otherwise is placeholder. So this light gray will actually be black. This will be yellow. This will be red. This will be red. This will be black. This will be yellow. This will be red. Don't fill it in yet, because we have to do the center of the flag. Alright, so now you might be wondering why we place blocks like this. Well, do you see that they are kind of symmetrical with each other? That's because we're going to grab white, and we're going to place white until we overhang the top by 2, and until we overhang the bottom by 3. So 1, 2, 3. So it should look like this on the left. We're doing this on the left. Now, on the top, we're going to go up with a tall 2. Then we're going to go in with 4 ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. We're then going to go in with a long 2, like this. And do me a favor, grab your red. Underneath this yellow line, count 1, 2, 3 from the white. Okay, we're going to then place 2 right here and a 1 right here. Now you might be wondering why we did that. So that we can place white underneath it until we overhang it by 2, like this. So let me fly over that real quick so you can see what to do. We're now going to basically copy it on the other side. So we're going to place the line here again. So we're going to place until we overhang the bottom by 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to overhang the top by 2. 1, 2. So it should be in line with our red blocks from before. We're going to go up with a tall 2. We're going to go in with 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to go in with a long 2. And it connects up symmetrical. Now we got to do the bottom of it. So go to the left. Go in with a tall 2. Go in with 4 ones. 2, 3, 4. Go in with a long 2. And now grab light gray. 1, 2, 3. So it should be 2 blocks away. Then 1 indent like this. So it should look like that. You're going to grab white until you overhang by 2. Oh, you weren't supposed to do this line, actually. Sorry. Do it like this. My bad. You weren't supposed to do that light gray line yet. So it should look like that. Now, place until you overhang by 2. Alright, sorry. Now that's less confusing now, isn't it? So place until you overhang by 2, and pretty much just copy it. So it should be long 2, 4 diagonals, 2, 3, 4, tall 2. Alright, so we have a completely symmetrical circle. Now we got to do the bird on the inside. So coming down here to the bottom, in the middle of these blocks, you're going to place a black. You're going to go to the left one, or to the right actually if you're looking at it north, because I have to look away and place. You're probably on a grass world, so you could place it on the ground. But yeah, anyway, just copy what I do. You're going to go on top and place black until you overhang by 2 like this. It looks like a cooking pot. You're going to go on this block right here, the third one, and place 4 blocks up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just place a white in the middle like this, because then you're going to place 1 more here. Actually, you're going to place 2 more here, so it should look like this. You're going to grab a light gray. This is not a, we'll replace it later block. You're going to place a light gray there. Actually, it should be dark gray that you should place there. you're going to then place a square of black like this. So nothing in the middle here will be a placeholder block. The top of the flag is a placeholder, and this section of the flag is a placeholder, only because I want to get the countries around it before we can fill it. You could fill it in with black if you want. I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, same thing with the South Sudan. If you wanted to place black at the top of the flag, you could have. I didn't, and I advise you didn't, because Sudan, the bottom of that flag would be black, so it would be confusing with the border, potentially. So, you don't need to have placeholders. You could fill it in with black if you want. But I'm not doing that. So now, to the... Wrong button. Alright, you guys didn't see it, but I messed up on this part, so I'm just going to do it again and not make the same mistakes. So, grab your white. You guys won't know what my mistake was, because I'm not putting it in the video. But go to the right with a white, diagonally, like that. Grab a dark gray and do the same thing. Alright, and now place that backwards L of a black right here, and place a R of black, so it should be a square. Alright. You're going to grab dark gray, and to the right of this dark gray, place 3, break the first 2. Underneath that, you're going to place a light gray, you're going to place a red, and you're going to place a light gray like that. To the right of that light gray, you're going to place a black, you're going to place a red above that, and you're going to place a black to the right of that. Alright? Now find this red line, and to the side, you're actually going to break this white block with black and place another black right here. You're going to place 2 more black and break the first one, so it should look like this so far. You're going to go down 1 to the left 1, diagonal down 1 to the right, so it should look like this. You're going to place white to the left of that backwards L. You're going to place 3 red with a red on top of it, and you're going to place another white, so it should look like this so far. Now underneath this white, you're going to place a red. You're going to place red in a line from that second column so far out of the 4 that we have until you go down by 1. Now underneath this red, you're going to place a black. And you're going to place black to the left too until you're over the dark gray. And now underneath this white, we're going to place a line of red. And count 2 blocks underneath this black. So 1, 2, and on the third one, place a black. So it should be in the middle of it. And then you're going to fill that in with red. Alright. Now, come back over here. Actually, come here. Place 2 black in that space like that. You're going to grab light gray. To the left of this red, place a light gray. Place 2 black to the left of that. Grab light gray, place it there. Place black above it, place light gray above that. So it should look like this. I'm just gonna hover over it like this. Alright, you're gonna place light gray above that 2 black. You're gonna place dark gray in the space between the white. Alright. Above this light gray, which is the one next to the dark gray, place 2 black, and on each side of the bottom one, you're gonna place black. Above this light gray, the top left one, you're going to do that same shape to the left, like this. You're going to grab light gray. You're going to place 2 to the left of that top black, and then you're going to place dark gray under it. You're going to place a black to the left of that, and you're going to place white. So it should look like this so far. Now you're going to place 2 at the bottom of that black, 2 at the top of the black. Alright? You're going to, underneath this dark gray, place 2 down. Next to that, you're going to place 3 down. And next to that, you're going to place 4 down. And then you're going to place a black line until you even up with a 1 block space here. And then you're going to fill that 1 block space with 2 blocks. So it should look like this. This is a 3 block gap. If you really so badly want to make sure you're doing it right, place a white there. So, just a recap, this is what we should have. Alright, so now above these 2 red and white, you're going to place black until you go over the white. And then above that, starting from the middle, you're going to place 3 black to the right. This spot right here is water. Now, speaking of water, place a black on top of the red. Go to the left one. and go down one. Alright, so it should look like this. Should connect with our previous shape. Now, we're going to, from this block right here, unless you're on the grass world or whatever, so you could place here, we're going to place a block here. Alright, so we're going to place like this, diagonal to both of those. Now we're going to place a block above that and one to the right, so it should make an R. This is water. Now from this R, you're going to grab white. I lied, you're going to grab black. Place 3 more black to the left of the R. Place a white in the middle. It should be on the other side of the black. That pokes down. You're going to grab white. And to the right of this R, place 3. Break the first 2. Now you're going to go up on that black from the R. So it's no longer an R. And you're going to place until you overhang that white block by 2. So you should hit the border. And then you're going to place 1 up on the border. Like this. Now from this spot right here, you're going to go up diagonally 1. You're going to go down and make a L, mini L. All of that is water. Now we're going to outline like the last water spot on this. So on top of the light gray, place 2 black. Place another 2 on top of that. And then from this block right here, we're going to place until we overhang that L by 1. Like this. So that is water, and this spot's actually white. So it should look like this. I'm going to hover over the entire bird so far. Just copy it how you see it. Now we're going to basically get to the head of the bird. So you're going to grab dark gray, and above this water block, you're going to place dark gray. To the right of that, you're going to place light gray. To the right of that, you're going to place black until you are perfectly in line with the white that we placed down here. And then you're going to do something like that where you place a up on the second to last block. So it should look like this. You're going to grab red and you're going to go up diagonally to the dark gray. You're going to place a black underneath that. You're going to grab dark gray and go up diagonally to that red. You're going to grab black and place it to the right of the red 2 times. You're going to grab light gray and place it in the block above the light gray black. And you're going to place a black to the right of that. You're going to fill in the 2 empty spaces with black. You're going to place black above the red black by 2. And you're going to place a red that touches the border. To the upper diagonal of that, you're going to break this white block and replace it with black. You're then going to grab yellow and place it, in a backwards R shape. Right there, leaving a gap between the red, and you're going to fill that gap with black. To the right of this yellow R, backwards R, we're going to place red to make it a Z, multicolor Z, like my YouTube channel logo. And we're going to place a black line until we reach the other black line and we fill in the rest with black. So it should look like this. I'm just going to fly over the bird. This is what you should have. If you don't have it, you did it wrong. So, and then you can, actually, I'll leave this untouched. I'm not going to fill in what would be black with black. I'm going to leave it untouched like I did with South Sudan, but this fill in with yellow, this fill in with red, everything that I didn't specifically say was water, fill in with white. Fill in this with yellow, fill in this with red, and I'd advise you don't fill in those 2 black areas for safety. So I'm going to do that real quick. All right. So there is something I forgot to mention, by the way, before we sign out here. There is something that I forgot to mention. Grab some yellow, and where is it? On top of this long 2, tall 2, place 3 yellow above it, and fill in the rest of the line with red. All right. So just do that. That's all you need to do. And that is it for Uganda. Again, you can replace all of the light gray stripe and fill in with black if you don't care about, confusion. Maybe there won't be confusion. It's just a precaution. Or you can fill it in with light gray to replace it later so it's not just a bunch of nothing. Or you could leave it like I have it, which is what I'm going to do until I get Kenya done at least, and then I'll get rid of... and then I'll fill it in with black when I do Kenya. So that's going to be it for this video. Uganda's done. Next video might just do Kenya, Also might do Tanzania. I think I'm gonna do Kenya. I'm gonna do Kenya next video. But until then, I will see you guys in the next one. And peace out. See you guys.